Obviously the dominant story in the world of movies and entertainment right now is the upcoming purchase acquisition of Warner Brothers. But who's it going to be? It seemed like the front runner was Paramount. Seemed like they were the only people in the race. Then we found out that NBC Universal Comcast is interested. Then we heard that Apple's interested. One of the names that people said were interested was the name of Netflix. And Netflix, kind of came out of nowhere, kind of surprised some people. And Ted Sarandos made some comments, and people said, no, John, no. Netflix has said they're not interested. I had so many people writing me, John, you're wrong. Netflix has said they're not interested. Mm-hmm. And I said, I know for a fact that Netflix has already reached out to Warner Brothers. It's a fact. They have. So Ted Sarandos can come out and say whatever he wants to say. It is a fact that they have already reached out to them. Well, now it's gotten way more serious as it's now public. Netflix has announced that they have actually secured the services of this bank to help investigate a takeover of Warner Brothers. The same bank that helped facilitate Skydance's acquisition of Paramount. This is what the folks over at Variety are writing. Netflix actively exploring Warner Brothers Discovery bid, hires bank to put together a merger and acquisitions offer. Could Netflix become the future home of the DC Universe's Superman and Batman superhero films, the Harry Potter and Barbie film franchises, and owner of a trove of classics like Casablanca, Bonnie and Clyde, Goodfellas, Unforgiven, and The Shining? The streaming powerhouse is actively exploring some type of acquisition bid for Warner Brothers Discovery and has retained the investment bank Moelis & Co. to put together a prospective offer, according to a new report from Reuters, citing anonymous individuals. Moelis was the financial advisor to David Ellison's Skydance Media in its takeover bid of Paramount Global to former Paramount Skydance. All right. One of the things that they clarify in this is that, as we all suspected from the beginning when we first talked about this, Netflix ain't going to be interested in the legacy media part of it. They're not going to be interested in the television networks. They're not going to be interested in TNT. They're not going to be interested in CNN. As the Axe of Zaslav declared, the axe is going to fall and split Warner Brothers into two. And on one side will be the Warner Brothers Studio and HBO Max. That is the part that Netflix is interested in.
Yeah.
That's the part that they're like, yes, let's get our hands on this. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's gone one step further. When you go through all the major industry insider newsletters right now, Netflix appears to be now the odds-on favorite. The odds-on favorite, not by a wide margin. But now, instead of people thinking it's inevitable that Paramount will get them, amongst the insiders in the industry, they're thinking now Netflix might actually be the lead horse to get it. Now, let me tell you, one, why I hate this.
Me too.
And number two, why I might have some optimism. Why I hate this has been well established on this show before. As big of a fan as I am of Netflix, been a subscriber for well over a decade. And they make great shows. Not all of them are great, but they make a lot of great shows. They are by far, no questions asked, nothing's even close. They are the worst studio at making original movies. By far.
Yeah.
Their win percentage is minuscule. But see, Netflix doesn't care. Netflix's model doesn't care.
And it's analytic driven.
And it's all analytic driven, and they simply do not care if the movies they put out are high quality or not. To Netflix, it is simply a game of numbers. It's, what's the word? Is it arbitrage? It's just a full game of just trying to put out as much content as possible to keep its subscribers going, look, something new, something new, something new, something new. They don't benefit. Netflix has no benefit if the movie's great or if it's not great. They just want to churn out slop as fast as they can. Now, once in a blue moon, once every 70, 80, 90 films that they put out, one will be great.
Yeah.
So they've had a couple, but by far, they have the smallest winning percentage when it comes to putting out quality movies because they have no incentive to make quality movies. And that scares the hell out of me. And that's why Netflix to me is the last place I want to get Warner Brothers. Okay. That's the one half of it.
And I totally agree with you.
The other half, if I'm going to try to find a way to be optimistic, here's the optimistic way I'm going to look at it. Is that, listen, Netflix for a number of years now, and increasingly so, has been baby step by baby step experimenting with putting out things theatrically. Just recently, we know that the new Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe film is going to get an IMAX full theatrical release. We know that Wake Up Dead Man is going to get something of a theatrical release. Frankenstein just had a limited theatrical release. K-Pop Demon Hunters got twice released into theaters.
It's in theaters now.
We got Stranger Things season 5. They little bit by little bit have been playing around with it. If a scenario exists, and this is pure speculation, okay? Pure speculation on my part. This is me just trying to find a way to be optimistic here. If a scenario exists, Rob, where Netflix decides they're going to get Warner Brothers and they're going to keep it as some other places are intending, they're going to keep Warner Brothers intact to continue functioning as what they have always been, a theatrical and television entertainment studio, and they will simply own it and operate it and run it. And then once Superman Man of Tomorrow's done its theatrical run, Netflix becomes the exclusive home of it. Once Supergirl has done its theatrical run, Netflix becomes the exclusive home of it. If Netflix, and again, this is pure speculation on my part, but if Netflix decides to take that approach, they are still not the company that I want to see get Warner Brothers. But I will say it becomes more palatable to me. It's less hard to swallow for me if Netflix does say, okay, you know what? We're going to get Warner Brothers. We're going to get the iconic lot. We're going to get this incredible library, and we will become the exclusive home. They'll find out a way to merge HBO Max and Netflix in together. We will become the exclusive home of all already existing Warner Brothers material and all future Warner Brothers material. That has value. So if I want to choose to be optimistic, Rob, I'm going to try to look at it that way, that maybe if they get it, they'll keep Warner Brothers intact. I don't know how likely that is, but that's my one little ray of hope in all this. Anyway, Rob, you read this report.
Yeah,
like, forget this pretense that Sarandros was trying to put us. Oh, no, we're not really that interested. You just hired a major bank that just facilitated another major stake. They are clearly very serious about this. Some people in the industry think they might even be the front runners now. What are you making of all this?
Well, I agree with everything you said. I have a real question. Like, John, let's say they do this. Do they keep HBO?
I think they merge it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think one of the things Netflix, they can't not think about everything that HBO has made, just their programming. They would own all of it. They'd own Sopranos. They'd own.
And listen, it's not
the new
exaggeration.
Harry Potter TV series.
It's not exaggeration. The HBO library is the greatest library of television in the world.
Yes.
It is the best library of television in the world.
And they're already making that You think Netflix wouldn't want to turn that Harry Potter show into a Netflix series? I mean, but I think you're right. I think that if Netflix, if they're going to acquire Warner Brothers, it's not in anyone's best interests to do what Discovery or what especially AT&T did, to dismantle the studio that's effectively making content.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want to do. And you've got a great, MGM has Sue Kroll and Courtney Valenti, who came from Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has DeLuca and Abdi, and Mike DeLuca had been at New Line since the 80s. So it's like you have real industry veterans that are working at these places now, which is what they want. AT&T certainly didn't have that. And so now you've got this studio that's really functioning. They're cooking with gas. They're making good stuff. I would leave it intact. I mean, to be honest, you know, that's what Netflix needs is a bunch of people that know how to make movies.
Yeah.
Good movies.
Yeah.
Because
which
even
they don't have. I mean,
I mean,
again, trying to be optimistic. Imagine Netflix getting the services of DeLuca and Abdi coming over and maybe giving them some reins on the thing. I mean, we could see again, this is me blindly trying to be optimistic, but maybe we could even see the overall quality of Netflix movies start to rise.
Oh, I think so too, because look, they gave people like the Russo brothers, yeah, go ahead and make The Gray Man and go ahead and make Electric State, and we don't care how much it costs. You know, part of the thing about movies, the reason movies can be great is because people have to think creatively because they don't have all the money in the world. When you have all the money in the world, you can be like, whatever, let's just do whatever. And I think it's the most dangerous thing or the worst thing that's happened to movie making is these bottomless pits of money that the streamers have, because
which could be used for good.
It could be used for good, but people need to know how to wield that goodness. The people at the studios the people at Netflix never knew how to make movies in the first place. So it's like you don't have people that, whereas Mike DeLuca cut his teeth. I mean, I met Mike DeLuca in the production office of Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 in the summer of '89. My first job. He was already a studio executive, and he wrote in the Mouth of Madness. I mean, it's like that guy. He's got experience not a lot of people have in the business anymore. So keep that.
You know what I could see them maybe doing with HBO? When you look, what's happening at Disney right now? Disney Plus is merging in Hulu into Disney Plus, but Hulu isn't disappearing. When you load up Disney Plus, you're going to see a section in there for Hulu FX.
Right.
I wonder, again, this is not based on anything, pure speculation. I wonder if Netflix could do something similar where when you load up Netflix, one of the options you have is HBO is within the Netflix app, much like they do it in I wonder if that becomes a possibility. Because Rob, if you're Netflix, they know HBO is the most respected name ever when it comes to this stuff. Doesn't it kind of behoove you to maybe try to find a way to benefit from that, to take it and benefit from it rather than just absorb it into Netflix as a whole?
You'd think. Yeah. I mean, it really depends. I mean, they're all about branding, and HBO it looms large as a brand. You know, other than ABC, NBC, and CBS, HBO is probably the next biggest name. And now NBC, ABC, and CBS are going by the wayside, and HBO will reign supreme in terms of people thinking about television. Netflix is a different animal, but I mean, maybe they'll do that. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Now, so here's the $1 billion question, though. Well, probably like the $75-85 billion question.
Right.
Do you think Netflix gets it? What do you think their chances are here? Because I mean, they're clearly very serious.
I hate to say it, pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen, but to me, Netflix is always, no matter what they do, there's an element of Netflix that will never be at the studio level for me. Because they started out renting DVDs through the mail. You know, that was their business. I'm sorry, you didn't make Casablanca. You didn't make The Wizard of Oz.
Now, wait a minute. That said, Apple made phones. And you and I both like a lot of the content on Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
I mean, you can evolve.
Yeah, but you know, the thing about Apple was Apple also made badass computers. I mean, the first computer I ever played soft porn adventure on was an Apple II. So, I mean, Pete Chambers, my next door neighbor, lived across the street. We took us 2 hours to load it up on a cassette tape, and it was just a text game, soft porn adventure. But that was on an Apple II. So that was back in '80 or something. So I have a fondness for Apple and Mac. My first computer that I owned was a Macintosh I got in college. You know, so that was my first computer, man. I played a lot of Sim Earth on that computer.
All right, guys. Question is for you. Netflix is very, very serious about trying to get Warner Brothers. They've now employed the same financial institution that helped facilitate the Skydance takeover of Paramount. And they're going to go at it hard. They're after it, and they're in it to win it. And there's some analysts in Hollywood right now that actually think Netflix might be the front runner. I have some horrible nightmares about that, but maybe there could be upside. I don't know. Whatever you guys think about all this, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.